This is for Sheila. All the Sheilas in the world.
We're back to Cookie Jar.
What is your verdict? Guilty.
It's live with Regis and Kelly. Today, film, television, and now Broadway actor James Spader. And host of her very own late night talk show, Chelsea Handler. Let the fun and games begin. The toy guy is here with the hottest, newest toys of the year. Plus, Andy Richter takes a seat as the co-host guest. All next on Live. Now, here are Kelly Ripa and Andy Richter.
Filling in for Regis today, who is on vacation, by the way. A lot of people thought maybe he had that other hip done. No, Andy Richter is filling in today.
And I think with the money I make here, I might get my hips done.
Hey,
You know,
why not?
purely cosmetic, though.
I've got to tell you, it's a big thrill for us to have you here. I feel like you are the get of the century right now.
Well, I mean, I'm sort of close to the get of the century. I'm sort of the side bar to the...
Is this your first time on TV since all of the, let's call it hullabaloo, went down?
Yes, it is. I mean, I've been trying to find wherever CNN's been shooting and jump around in the background. But no, this is, and I actually can be on TV. I'm
allowed to be on TV.
Yes. Conan can. In fact, I'm not even sure I can say his name.
Oh.
I may be getting in trouble for just saying.
Well, why don't we call him the large man with the coffee pompadour?
Yes, we'll call him the red one.
The red one.
Yes.
Red one, over.
No, yeah,
So does that mean that you didn't get the big money pay? I've heard upwards of $47 million.
Honestly, this is the thing that, and it was immediately irritating to people that worked on the show. Because I mean, from stagehands to producers, they're getting all these emails and Facebook things about like, well, enjoy your golden parachute and stuff.
Right.
It's not like that.
It's not like that?
It's not like that at all. In fact, Conan is putting a lot of his own money out there. He formed a little corporation just to pay people to keep them, because all these people moved from New York to California to be on this show, and a lot of the people, they're robbed of their contacts. So even in a downtime like this, they don't have the contacts that they would have on the East Coast to go get work out.
So much goes into it that, I didn't even think about it. Of all of the creative service people that are out of jobs that I didn't realize it came from New York.
Absolutely, yeah. There's people that, and now they're in Los Angeles, with lots of skills, but, in a television
already established.
Yeah, and not really knowing, a lot of people there. I mean, some people have been able to pick up work here and there, but, that's where it was was bad for them. I mean, I'm okay. I still am actually under contract with NBC for a while.
Are you really?
Yeah, so, I'm not on the air, but I'm still an employee, so what do they
have you do now? Cleaning up the office and stuff?
No. In fact, it was we need your ID. It was like that.
And did they escort you out of the building?
No, we had a week or so to clear out, to pack up and clear out.
Was it all traumatic? And did you feel the need to at some point retaliate? You know, like exit the building when you're
no. Well, see, what's hard is that the building is Universal, which is the corporate sibling of NBC, and they didn't do anything. They've got a big studio. They've got a big studio there that's sitting empty. You know, that they built for the Tonight Show. You know, I thought all the time on the Tonight Show. That's as good as it gets. I'm a tenured professor in show business now. And I guess I'm really good at getting kicked up in there because it's what I've been doing for the last 10 years. In fact, your brain can have me.
This show can go any time. You intended to do another show on another network called You Were on the Tonight Show. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yes.
It's like so competitive and people might get confused.
After a year or so, though, well, we might get a little bored with that.
No,
it might be time to move on. It might be time to move on.
Do you have any ill feelings towards NBC and Jay? Not that you're going to be honest, but go ahead. Go for it.
Yes. Yes, I do. Why wouldn't I? I mean, my God, I'd be like some sort of self-hater.
Andy Richter.
No, I mean, NBC, definitely. Everybody said they were going to do something, and then they didn't.
Right.
You know, they all said years ago, we're going to do something, and then they didn't. And, you know, and there was all kinds of talk about our ratings not being very good, but they were pretty good all summer.
Sure.
And then our lead-in changed.
Right.
And they weren't so good anymore.
It's very hard, I would think, to have a lead-in for a nighttime talk show that is a nighttime talk show.
Yes. It was very difficult. And I don't think it was a good plan. I mean, you know, and there was a lot of planning that was done that was very short-sighted. And, you know, the notion that a 10 o'clock talk show, that they went into it saying, well, you know, we'll make money, we'll spend less money, and of course the ratings will be less, so we'll make more money. It was not taking into account that the local news, all across the country, would go down anywhere from 25 to in some places 50%.
Wow.
And you can't expect, you know, the thing about network television is if they like a show, if there's extenuating circumstances, they'll say, well, you have to think about the extenuating circumstances. Like for us, our low ratings being a result of our low lead-in. Right. But if they don't like the show, they'll say, well, they couldn't get the ratings, which they weren't saying that about the local news. I mean, every time, they weren't saying like all of a sudden the local news somehow got bad.
Right.
You know, like the local news got 25 to 50% worse than it was.
And this is and so you must have wanted to say that like every night.
Oh my God!
And now you're saying.
Oh my God!
How do you feel? How do you feel?
Good, and I'm sure there's going to be. Well, it's I gotta be careful, you know. I do. I have to be. I have children. I still need work. I have to be careful. Right. But it's very frustrating when somebody says, and especially when they're on videotape saying, I'm going to take this #1 show and hand it over and hope that the next guy makes it a #1 show, and then doesn't. Right. And says things like, well, I didn't have any choice. They wouldn't let me out of my contract, which, how multi-millionaires are always being forced to do things they don't want to do. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating, and I'm calmed down about it, but it's still very. It's right at the surface. Yeah, I mean, do you want to arm wrestle me right now? I'd actually pick you up above my head. I'd throw you into the audience. Oh, and I think the audience would like it. But I hear. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I've read on the internet that maybe. You read the internet? I sometimes read the internet. When Googling yourself. When Googling myself, and sometimes I will cross-reference. Yes, of course. I heard that you guys are doing a tour. Is this possible?